All right, I am with special guest today, Ian Paulin, and he has come in to play live. Welcome, Ian.
G'day, Spaceman. G'day, viewers.
And how are you? How was your Christmas?
Oh, look, pretty relaxed. Just hung out with a few friends on Christmas Day, and I'm really stranded in Canberra because I'm on cat-sitting duty for my son and daughter-in-law, so I can't go very far or do anything terribly rash.
Oh, no, cat duties.
Yeah.
I hope the cat's behaving.
Oh, they're kind of zen cats.
Yeah, cats can be good zen masters. Well, this is a cat-free zone, so sit back, relax. You've brought in your guitar, which is good. We'll get to that shortly. For those who may not be familiar with you or your work, let's jump straight into your history. What's your musical background? How long have you been playing? What inspired you to play? Where have you played?
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose it started in northwest Tasmania, a little town called Ulverston, which is near Devonport, which is where the ferry comes in from the mainland, as we call you folks.
Yep.
Started around about 13. My brother took me to a folk concert at the local Methodist hall, and I just saw people singing their own songs and other people's songs, and I thought, yeah, I want to do that really badly. So I went out and bought a really awful guitar.
When you say really badly, like you wanted to do it badly or
passionately?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, passionately. Went and bought myself a guitar, which was called Sweet Tone, but the T had fallen off it, so it was actually...
Sweet One?
Sweet One, yeah.
All right.
Known as Sweetie. And I did my first paid gig, I think, about 6 months later at the Miss Tasmania Quest Northwest Coast Heats. So,
and never been paid since. that was your best paid gig, wasn't it?
It was my first paid gig.
Right.
So that was 55 years ago.
Right. Yep.
I suppose. I mean, I left Tasmania to go to Sydney to become an incredibly rich and famous folk musician. It's been going well, and I suppose from there on, I just sort of slowly built a career which I put a stop to about 40 years later. So.
Put a stop to it?
Oh, well, yeah, about 35 years later. I sort of needed to be a dad, so...
Right, yep.
You can't really...
So it was on pause?
Yeah, it was on pause.
Yep.
Yeah. But where have I played? I lived in Melbourne, played lots of places, lots of folk festivals.
You played a few causes as well for the forestry in Tasmania and
the main one was the Franklin
children's with special needs in Adelaide.
Yeah. The main cause, I suppose, was the Franklin Wilderness Southwest Wilderness campaign through the 1980s, and then sort of a lot of environmental wilderness.
Yep.
Fundraising efforts and so forth, but I also like to be on the barricades as well. And that's
chaining yourself to trees and things like this?
Yeah, actually I wasn't allowed to chain myself to trees, but I was supposed to sing, so other people had to chain themselves to trees.
Yep.
It's pretty hard to play guitar if you're chained to a tree. But that led me into community work, so working with homeless people and special needs kids, and it's sort of, I think it's what a lot of artists want to do and have to do, is to be engaged in community if they still want to be using their practice or using their art, but can't get a paid gig every week. So a lot of musicians I know and artists and other kinds of creative people have all got into that kind of work, because it's a heap of fun and it's important work to do, and you get to use your creativity a different way.
Indeed. I mean, those audiences can be very honest and brutal. And then, so what led you to Canberra?
Well, I retired from all that stuff we've just been talking about about a bit over 2 years ago, and wanted to have a an adventure, and I think, as I mentioned before, it's a lot easier to have adventures if you don't have to negotiate bass straight first. I've lived in Melbourne for many years, and Sydney for a number of years, Adelaide, overseas, and Hamburg and places like that. And I thought, I haven't really tried Canberra, and it's sort of in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So since I've been here, I've been having a ball, and it's really helped me get back into playing and singing and doing the thing I really like doing in a way that has been really helpful. It's been really useful. I've met heaps of great people who play here. So,
Well, that's great. You've been welcomed by the local scene.
yeah, well, I'm my theory is if people are looking at you and not throwing stuff, you're getting ahead there. So.
You're winning. And we're going to talk about your upcoming gigs and your live performances soon, but do you have any stuff online that people can find if they want to listen to you?
Everything I've recorded and released so far is now digitised on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube Music and
Usual suspects.
Deezer. So that's the easiest way to find it, rather than in boxes under my bed. So
Yeah, I mean, I've got a box of about 300 CDs. Anyway,
I know it's dreadful when you get them mixed up with your old socks. You know, so.
I give them away as coasters. Anyway, you've brought in your guitar. Let's play some music.
Okay.
Tell us about the song you're going to play for us.
Well, because this is the 55th anniversary of my first gig this year.
Right, yep.
Or was this year. My youngest son, who's rather provocative in his questions, asked me, what's the oldest song you can remember playing? And it's this one, which I wrote when I was 17, just as I was about to leave Ulverston. And I've rewritten about half a dozen lines in it, and I play it a bit better than I did when I was 17. But it's called Aunty River, and it's dedicated to my best friend in my hometown, which was the river that ran down the middle of it. We spent a lot of time together.
All right, sounds great. So this is Aunty River by Ian Paulin.
Come down to the water, I promise you. Come down to the water, I promise you. You are always found. Aunty River. Yeah, g'day. It's been a while. I always fall for the smart and pretty ones. Her best friend told me she wouldn't like me much at all. Turns out she's absolutely right. I'm grateful for the intervention of my local league for unpermitted love. But me and Aunty River, ever best of friends, hold each other in the twilight and watch the evening end. When I lose horizon, I'm not sure where I'm bound. She says, come down to the water, I promise you, you're always found. Aunty River. My English teacher says I'm a difficult child. My attitude's appalling, Mum says that's a pun. My father gave me his Dylan Thomas poetry book, and I've raged against the light round town for days. The women at my local library say they won't check out books no decent boy should read. Me and Aunty River, ever best of friends, hold each other in the twilight and watch the evening end. When I lose horizon, not sure where I'm bound. Come down to the water, I promise you, you're Under the breakwaters, my island, where I can finally feel the things I dream. Wind and water make no judgment, but they sure wash out all the wounds no one can see. Guess I should have told you I'll be leaving soon. First warm winds of summer, I'll be gone. Darren at the record shop says that's a fine idea before the local boys make good and beat me to a pulp. I barely know them, what's their problem? He says, you're different, mate. That's a crime round here. But me and Aunty River will stay the best of friends, hold each other in the twilight, watch the evening end. When I lose horizon, not sure where I'm bound. Come down to the water, the water. Come down to the water, the water. Come down to the water, the water. You're always found. Aunty River.
At 2XXFM 98.3, your support is important to us. Become part of your community station by subscribing, donating, sponsoring or volunteering. Visit us at 2XXFM.org.au.
Nice one, Ian. Well done. Very well played.
Thank you.
Nice wordplay there as well. Paulin. Very nice.
I wish I had $1 for every essay that appeared on the end of.
Right, yes. And, yeah, so Aunty River by Ian Paulin. And you have some live shows coming up.
I do. Yes, it's been very good since I've arrived here, but over the next, I suppose you could say, week and a half. Next one's the Zierholtz pop-up brewery gig, which will be at Hassett Park this Sunday from about 2:30 to 5:30. And I think I'm on
Is
with...
Is that the one in Belconnen or in Kingston?
That's the one in Kingston.
Kingston, yes.
And I'm not sure, it might be Liz Caddy playing and perhaps Jason or the Comfies, I'm not sure. But it'll all be on Facebook on the Zierholtz Sunday Sesh page on Facebook.
Right, so this is a pop-up food van that sells food and drinks, and they have live music.
It sells mainly beer, but there is food there too.
Yep.
It's rather nice Wurst. So,
right.
Yeah.
And that will be this Sunday from 2 o'clock?
Yeah, from about 2:30 till 5:30-ish, depending on what the weather's like. And if you want to check out the rest of the lineup, it would be either on my Facebook page or the Sunday Sesh, the Holtz Sunday Sesh. We've also got a New Year's Eve one happening in, I think that's in Eastlake.
This is a Zierholtz Sunday Sesh?
Yeah, but a Sunday Sesh on a Tuesday.
Yep.
But it's a New Year's Eve thing. They'll be going about 3 till 8, so there could be quite a few people playing. I know me and the Comfies and a couple of others are playing.
The Comfy Gutters, yeah.
Yes, Comfy
Where's
Gutters.
that one?
Eastlake Park.
Okay, that's in Kingston as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yep. Further down, a little bit further down.
Yep.
Then there's the Australian Songwriters Wax Lyrical Song Circle, which is 12 noon on the 4th of January. And every now and then we have what's called a Wax Plus, so we're going to have an extra concert outside. The Song Circle is sort of in Smiths at Lingus Street. And then outside we'll come out about 2:30 or so, and a few of the songwriters will stick around and do a kind of impromptu concert outside.
So just explain a bit more detail what the Wax Lyrical songwriting is all about. Okay,
so Wax Lyrical is the monthly event as part of the Australian Songwriters Association, and in Canberra I run a thing called the Song Circle, also called Wax Lyrical.
Yep.
And we sit in a circle. Anybody's welcome to come along, 12 noon to 2:30, upstairs usually at Smith's Alternative. And we sit in a circle and each person plays a song and go around about 3 times. People share new works or things that they're working on, or things they'd like advice on. It's always very supportive, very friendly. Wax Plus is where we just take it downstairs, stick a cube up, a rolling cube, and a few of us stick around and play on the street.
Okay, yeah.
And that's kind of fun. And that's probably about 2:30 till 4:30 on the same day, just outside Smith's.
So this Saturday, the 4th of January?
The 4th of January, yeah. 12 noon is when the song circle's on, and around about 2:30 or so we'll set up outside and play a few songs.
And then on the 8th of January, I believe you're playing at the George Harcourt Inn?
Yeah, 8 till 9, George Harcourt, which is in Nichols. That's been a sort of semi-regular. I play there about once a month or something like that, which is great.
Yeah.
And the wonderful thing is that it's outside at this time of year, so very salubrious. Have yourself a beverage or some food, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah,
but
very good atmosphere.
Usually three acts on between about 6 and 9. I'll be on from 8 till 9, and it's good fun. And Min, who runs the gig, very fine musician himself, so good person to hang around with. But it's all good fun, and I seem to have won over a few of the staff members by playing songs they've never heard before.
Okay. So you play a few covers?
None.
No? Okay.
None.
So what's a Ian Paulin live set like?
Well, it's full of story songs like the one you just listened to, various musical styles. I don't mind boogieing or playing some jazz or pumping it up a bit if that's what suits the story.
Yeah.
Every now and then I sort of have a rush of blood and their eyes on the guitar, hopefully convincingly. But I like to talk to an audience and
engage. Get them involved.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll yell stuff out, and that's good. I can play with that. But it's good. It's I did ask someone to gig about 3 months ago. Look, pick the first chord and the first 3 words, and I'll see if I can make something up. And it worked out okay. They were still looking and not throwing stuff. So sorry.
Can you remember what the 3 words were?
You have got. No, they came up with "you have got to be kidding," and then I said, "How about you're kidding?" And they went, "Yeah, okay."
Okay. Nice. So just going over those events again. This Sunday.
Yeah, 29.
Holt's at a certain park in Kingston. I can't remember the name. Hassett Park.
Yeah.
That's from 2:30.
Yep.
And then New Year's Eve on Tuesday at the Eastlake Park.
Yes.
Once again, part of the Holt's pop-up thingy.
Thingy, I love. It's my favourite word, thingy.
And then on the 4th of January at Smith's, part of the Wax Lyrical Song Circle. People are welcome to join in, but you'll also be doing a concert afterwards. And then on the 8th of January, which is what day of the week? Wednesday, George Harcourt in from 6 till 9, is it? And you'll be 8 till 9 yourself.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we had a random question for you.
Oh, okay.
You chose number 27.
I did.
This question is, would you rather have every gig be a wild party? I imagine like where the crowd is going off and, there's moshing and crowd surfing. Or would you rather a deeply emotional connection with the audience?
How about a deeply emotionally wild party?
Yes, the best of both worlds.
Yeah. With many, many connections.
Yes.
Sort of reminds me of my 21st. But, yeah, I think I'd probably combine the two. But if you were to ask me, no, I think the wild party sounds great. Yeah, let's just go
Imagine
for that
the
one.
bars after that.
Yeah. I don't really know that people go off that way at my gigs, but it would be a revelation and a fascinating journey if it did.
Well, you heard it first here on Local and Live, Ian Paulin is inviting his audience to
Go off.
go off. Some stage diving, some moshing, some human pyramids, all of the above, and just have a wild party. But don't forget to have deep connections. All right. Well, we're going to go out with one other song. What can you tell us about this one?
Actually, on the basis of that question, I think I'm going to change the song I was going to play. This one's called Smart R's Dancing. And I was playing a gig in Melbourne and playing a sensitive ballad. And suddenly this guy with his cap turned backwards just got up and started grooving away in front of me on the stage. I'm thinking, okay, it was deeply soulful ballad, but he was kind of getting into it, grooving away. And the gig ended, or my part of it did, and I sort of sat down the bar, and I rather foolishly left an empty stool next to me.
Right.
And he came and sat down, and he sort of said, "Can I talk to you for a while?" And he did for about 3 hours. And
Yep.
he told me his life story. It was a great story in the end, but he said, "Oh, my name's Rob, but people call me R." He said, "I hope you don't mind me saying this, but they think I'm pretty intelligent, so I've got a nickname." And I said, "What is it?" And he said, "Smart R." If I can't get a song out of that, I'm wasting my time. So this is Smart R's Dancing.
All right, yes, Smarter R's Dancing by Ian Paulin live on Local and Live 2XX FM.
Well, I decided to re-choose the song because this has got a bit more boogie in it. So if I'm wanting my crowds to go off, this would be an encouragement. Geez, mate, my name's Rob. I'm a little bit Mozart. But can I sit and talk with you a while? Used to play guitar, but not like you can still, you know. Never really tried. I could have been a lot of things, but that takes courage. A little more luck and a little less ganja. Warning, warning, Smart R's dance. Make a little room, folks, on the floor. Bad hat, bad jokes to match 'em. I dreamed it could be so much more. Dreamed it could be so much more. Geez, mate, that's a good old song. Do you remember that one? But sometimes I crave for something new. A lot of memories just take me to empty, still sentimentals built on broken dreams. But once upon a time, my life was really flying till that bad old GFC tore me down. Warning, warning, Smart R's dance. Make a little room, folks, on the floor. Bad hat, bad jokes to match 'em. Dreamed it could be so much more. Dreamed it could be so much more. Geez, mate, I don't know why she's still with me. We don't talk much 'cause we think we've said it all. Never had kids 'cause she said she couldn't face him until I get my S together. Used to read a lot of commos when I was a young lad, but now I just shout at the liars on TV. Warning, warning, Smart R's dancing. Make a little room, folks, on the floor. Bad head, bad jokes, bad match. Dreamed it could be so much more. Dreamed it could be so much more. Warning, warning, Smart R's dancing. Make a little room, folks, on the floor. Bad hat, bad hair, bad jokes to match 'em. I dreamed it could be so much more. Dreamed it could be so much more.
At 2XXFM 98.3, your support is important to us. Become part of your community station by subscribing, donating, sponsoring or volunteering. Visit us at 2XXFM.org.au.
Nice one, Ian. Thanks very much. I can see the audience getting up and moving to that one. That is perfect. So thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
2XX and Local and Live.